Deadpool needed vibranium. That would of course take him to Wakanda, where he's going to fight against Black Panther. Today we're going to be bringing you a 6-issue miniseries in which Deadpool fought against Black Panther. Why? Because Black Panther the movie has just come out in theaters. This is the Comicstorian Full Story channel, where I take a bunch of our little miniature videos over at Comicstorian, and we turn them into a full story right here for you on Comicstorian Full Story. We turn them into audio dramas, where I get to act out what's going on and have a great time telling you these stories. Now let's get into Deadpool versus Black Panther. Our story begins somewhere in North America, in a place that had bridges, because that's where Deadpool has hijacked a bus full of kids. Now, this would normally be something that Deadpool would do for fun, but he actually has a reason behind it. The Wrecker, along with his trusty magic crowbar, is currently chasing that bus of kids so that he can ransom them off. However, there's another part of this story that needs to be addressed right now, and that would be over with everyone's favorite friendly neighborhood mailman, Willie Lumpkin. More on him soon. But back with Deadpool. Deadpool comes up with a great idea of how to deal with the Wrecker, and it starts by having the kids drive the out-of-control bus while he jumps out of the back. Deadpool's plan involves him planting a thermite grenade on the chains of Wrecker's wrecking ball. He makes his leap out of the bus and quickly gets smacked by the wrecking ball just as he planned. He then sticks the grenade between the chains, and a few seconds later, there's a loud hiss as that grenade breaks the chains on the wrecking ball. The bus speeds off and Deadpool claims his prize of one magical crowbar, because surely it's something that won't ever be coming up again. And thus, the day was saved by Deadpool, or at least, Deadpool would like to think so. You see, the problem is, instead of what Deadpool thought happened, the bus actually sped off and it crashed, and it injured friendly neighborhood mailman Willie Lumpkin. Deadpool rushed him to the hospital because even though Willie was an innocent person, he was the one who did this to Willie. So it's his responsibility to help Willie. The doctor told Deadpool that Willie's condition isn't good. There's a piece of shrapnel lodged inside of Willie, which is getting closer and closer to his heart every time that he breathes. There's no way of treating it aside from a highly experimental treatment known as vibranium therapy. An inch-long piece tuned to the right resonance would expel the foreign substance, but the issue that they face is obtaining vibranium. Deadpool grabs the doctor, swinging her around. Wait, is that all? Because that is not a problem. I know a guy! Meanwhile, over in Wakanda, Black Panther is testing out a new device that he and his sister Shuri have been developing on a piece of fruit. Black Panther fires a beam of light through the fruit, and Shuri says that it's remarkable. The fruit isn't bleeding. The skin has completely healed over. Black Panther explains that he is delivering bio-nanites, star cells, as Shuri calls them. If they can figure out how to use this technology, they can do surgery without bleeding or infection. At that moment, Okoye runs in telling Black Panther that they have a situation, and it involves Deadpool. We cut over to the throne room with Black Panther sitting in his throne and Deadpool being as offensive as possible. Hakuna Matata, Your Majesty! One of the guards shoves him forward, explaining that they found Deadpool in the royal gardens, and Black Panther would like to know how that's possible. So Deadpool raises his hands, explaining. Okay, look, I can explain that. You see, all it took was an elephant costume and a shipment of elephants to Wakanda. After a 19-hour flight and numerous mating attempts that I assure you I did not reciprocate, Black Panther shouts that is enough. Why are you here? What could Deadpool possibly want with Wakanda? Deadpool smiles, holding up his fingers. Okay, look, I just need a tiny wee bit of vibranium. Black Panther looks at him. One the size of a bullet? Okay, let me explain how this is gonna go, Black Panther. First, we're gonna have a small misunderstanding as to why I need the vibranium. Then we're gonna have a big fight. Then there's gonna be a mutual threat that appears, and we're going to team up to fight against it. It's how these Deadpool versus books go. So how about we skip all that stuff and cut to the chase? You cut me off an inch of vibranium so I can get back in my sexy elephant costume and get out of everyone's hair. Black Panther stares at him, dead in the eyes. No. You call yourself a hero, but you are nothing more than a murderer and a thief. You are asking for a piece of this country's very heart. Either you are planning some great catastrophe, or it is already done. Deadpool grabs his swords. I don't have to explain anything! Guess this is the small misunderstanding of our team up. He lunges at Black Panther, but Black Panther falls to the ground, kicking upwards into Deadpool, grabbing him, chucking him into a wall. Shuri then begins to send birds into attack, and Deadpool cuts through them asking, "What the hell is this? I'm being attacked by birds! It's just like the classic Guardians of Ga'Hoole!" But just as the waves of birds stop, a beam shoots through, cutting off Deadpool's arm. Deadpool stares at them both, flabbergasted. What was that for? To disarm you, of course. Now you have a sense of humor? Shuri looks at the arm and states that it is fascinating, and Deadpool realizes that it's kind of fascinating because his arm isn't growing back, and why is it all tingly and not in the good way? Shuri tells Black Panther that it seems that the star cells are neutralizing Deadpool's healing factor where they made contact. Black Panther looks at it, grabbing the arm. As I suspected, we have suppressed your cellular regeneration to halt the spread of a cancerous tumor. You are not regenerating. You're a cancer that keeps growing back. You are not life. You have a dying factor. Deadpool grabs his other sword. Fine! I will get my own vibranium from Ultron's pelvis or something! Just give me back my arm! Black Panther begins to fiddle with his devices and then seems rather fascinated by something. You have a teleportation device in your belt. What is the range of your device? How the hell should I know? I stopped using that thing back in 2012. Black Panther hits a few buttons and Deadpool magically teleports away using the teleportation device. I will mail you your arm. And with that, Deadpool teleports away, falling chest first onto his own sword. As he pulls it out of his own chest and puts it away. You want to know how somebody becomes king? Because I know. You cut off the head of the current king. Later, just outside of the Wakandan border, poacher twins Dernis and Clemson get ready to take down one of Africa's apex predators, the deadly African zebra. I mean, they're poachers. Of course, they're not going to go for anything difficult. Dernis fires his gun, wounding the zebra, and Clemson says that he wishes that their dad was there to see how alpha they are. That moment, Deadpool steps out onto a hill shouting, "Gentlemen, I would like to make you an offer that you are not able to refuse." One of the twins asks if it's really Deadpool, and Deadpool tells him, "Quiet! I want to talk to the safari gentleman." What's the business model here for helping foreign hunters shoot those beloved animals for fun and profit? The workers tell him that it breaks their hearts to see some American baby man kill these creatures just to take a selfie. But honestly, they can't do much else. There's no jobs here, so this is the best that they can do. I can relate. Do you deal in black market cryptocurrencies? Because I'm in the market for that Jeep over there. Clemson points his gun at Deadpool, telling him, "No way, you aren't taking our ride. We are not leaving here without our trophies." Deadpool sighs. I can understand why these workers hate these kinds of people. Oh well. Then there's a thunk as Clemson's arm hits the ground and Deadpool puts away his sword. I love taking trophies! As Deadpool picks up Clemson's arm to replace his own, there's a loud blah. And Deadpool looks over to realize that the zebra is still alive. Crap! Your zebra's not dead! So Deadpool tosses his arm, telling him, "Damn my big mushy heart. Okay, fella, close your eyes and count to 3. Meanwhile, back at Wakanda, Black Panther is trading himself against simulated holograms of the current Avengers, and as he drops all of them, he asks his mother if he is just another Black Panther or the greatest Black Panther. And if he is the greatest Black Panther, should he not remain this way? For he feels that he is on the verge of committing a great sin. But before anything could come out of this, the alarms go off with a loud explosion, and Deadpool walks through the smoke with his new zebra head arm shouting, "What's black, white, and red all over?" Black Panther charges in, punching Deadpool, telling him, "I knew that this would happen. Only you would be stupid enough to come back." Deadpool attacks him, asking, "Okay, first it's the small misunderstanding, then the big fight. By the way, those star cells work wonders. See the zebra head?" Deadpool swings his sword and Black Panther catches it, disarming him. But not literally this time, he just takes the sword away. And Deadpool asks him why is he so quiet. At that moment, Black Panther ends the simulation as he is getting his mother away. The real Black Panther then punches him in the back of the head, and as he stumbles forward, "You know, we could have just skipped this if you'd believed me about the vibranium!" And Black Panther swipes, grabbing Deadpool. "Why would I believe you? You believe in nothing. You have no country, no family, no legacy to uphold. No gods. You can't even carry the weight of your own death." At that moment, the zebra bites into Black Panther's leg, and he grabs Deadpool by the throat. "And you mutilate an animal! For what? A joke?" Deadpool coughs. "No, it ain't like that. I caught some poachers, letting this guy bleed out. Did you know a severed head stays alive for up to 4 seconds? I've lost my head a lot. I know that. Now you give me back my arm, and you help me fix the zebra. And I will leave Wakanda forever. I should know, I've lost my head a lot." Black Panther puts him down. "We will get your arm from the lab and save the zebra, and you will leave Wakanda forever." Wakanda forever? Sounds pretty catchy. But yeah, I'm not going anywhere without an inch-long piece of vibranium. But before they could debate about the vibranium again, Okoye radios in stating that there is another situation. You see, elsewhere in the country, an aircraft is exploding as Jack-O-Lantern jumps out laughing. Back in Wakanda, Shuri assists in removing the zebra head from Deadpool and making a body for it, stating that she will never forgive herself for making this abomination. He licks Deadpool's face and he says, "Aw, you sound just like Mom." As Deadpool and his mother watch over Shuri and Deadpool, Ramonda asks what is it that he was talking about before. Black Panther tells her that he combined a self-regenerating cell sample from their guest with the same artificial stem cells that Shuri is using to heal the zebra. There's a reaction. He may have cured death. Ramonda says that she sees their family knows better than most. Death is not what it used to be. But they must look at their past leaders and ask, if those in power before had the ability to not die, what would things be like now? Louis XVI was the last king of France. He had a little interest in politics and buried himself in his obsession with locks and watchmaking while the nation's crises festered. The question is, if Louis XVI had remained king for 100 years, 200 years, would that last revolution have come all the same? A true end to the monarchy. People must be protected, but they must also be given the freedom to change. Historically, a king does not change alongside his people. He loses his head. At that moment, Okoye runs in shouting that there has been an update on the plane that exploded over Wakanda. Black Panther says that he's going to take a guess and state that somebody jumped out. Ready the aircraft and bring it Deadpool. Perhaps a foreign invader can help fight another. Later, as the two hurry over to the crash site where the plane fell, Deadpool shouts asking, "Alright, who has two thumbs again and is going for a classic Marvel team-up? This guy!" So what's the plan? I help you stop this threat and get an ounce of vibranium for my trouble? Black Panther pauses. "I know about Willie Lumpkin, the man you put on life support. Records recommend vibranium therapy." Deadpool asks, "Wait! If you knew, why didn't you just give me the vibranium?" Black Panther tells him it won't work. If Lumpkin could be saved, Reed Richards would have done it. If you truly wish to redeem yourself, you can help by saving lives here and now. But Lumpkin's death is one that you must learn to live with. His odds of living are 1,000,000 to 1. Less. So as the two are getting ready to jump out of the aircraft, Deadpool goes, "Wait, is that all? 1,000,000 to 1? I'm not much of a believer, but I like those odds." As the two begin to parachute down to the small home, Deadpool asks if anyone smells barbecue, because I would kill for some brisket. As Black Panther tries to figure out what is going on, the survivors tell him that the villain did not want them. As they're trying to explain, though, Deadpool approaches. "Alright, good news, Black Panther. I found the barbecue. Bad news is, it's rhino remains, it's not brisket." Black Panther demands to know who would have done this, and Deadpool looks around and asks, "Is it Halloween around here? Because I don't remember a rhino farm needing a scarecrow." Black Panther yells out, "That's Jack-o'-lantern, you idiot!" But as Deadpool's trying to tell Black Panther not to call him an idiot, there's a loud chunk as Jack-o'-lantern slams an axe into Deadpool's skull. He flies up, telling them, "It would seem that you got my smoke signal." Black Panther charges in shouting monster, and as Jack-o'-lantern leaps off of his broom, he yells back, "Monster Ghoulie! The thing that goes thump in the night, the stuff of nightmares!" But as Jack-o'-lantern opens his mouth, green ooze begins to pour out and onto Black Panther's mask. Before it can cover the mask, though, Deadpool swings in, cutting into Jack-o'-lantern's back, screaming, "Marzipan!" Jack-o'-lantern turns back, yelling, "I followed you here! I used to look like you, maybe? Burned and broken, dead and walking, unalive? Don't you see? Hell won't have us, Deadpool! There's no room left at the cemetery." Jack-o'-lantern blasts Deadpool afire, and Black Panther grabs his wrist, pointing it back, telling him, "We'll just have to cremate then." As Jack-o'-lantern falls to the ground, Deadpool yells, "Good kitty! Now you, blog poster, yes! Help brain boo-boo!" Black Panther places his foot onto Deadpool's shoulder, pulling the axe out, and Deadpool rubs his head. "I really hate lobotomies." And Black Panther points to him, "That thing said he followed you here." And Deadpool gets up. "Yeah, clearly we're the best of pals. Setting me on fire and stabbing me in the brain is our secret handshake." Black Panther walks over to explain that they have subdued Jack-o'-lantern. And he tells Deadpool to make sure that he is apprehended so that he can face justice. But Deadpool stands over the body of Jack-o'-lantern and shoots him in the head. Furious, Black Panther runs over, punching Deadpool to the ground, screaming, "What did you do? This is how you repay my trust." Deadpool gets up, putting his head back in place, telling him, "I'm getting real mixed signals here, man." So Black Panther throws Deadpool to the ground, reaching for his sword, telling him, "My mother was wrong. As long as there is evil in this world that cannot die, there must be someone here to stop it." Deadpool pushes back, telling him, "I'm warning you, Whiskers, one more step and..." And with that, Black Panther swings the swords, cutting off Deadpool's head. Deadpool's severed head yells, "Cliffhanger!" A short while later, as Black Panther flies back to the city, Deadpool tells him, "Stop me if you've heard this one. Knock, knock." Black Panther sighs. "Who is there?" Deadpool tells him, "Wakanda." And Black Panther asks, Wakanda who? Wakanda person cuts off a dude's head! Also, isn't Black Panther kind of redundant? Aren't all Panthers already black? As Black Panther sets the aircraft down, he steps out telling the guards to please collect the rest of their guest. Once put back in the lab, Black Panther plops Deadpool's head back on, and Deadpool shouts, "Woohoo! Avenger assembled!" But anyway, this is gonna be the last chance to hand over the vibranium to save Willie's life. Black Panther turns back, telling him that he said it once before and he will say it again. The vibranium therapy, it has an extremely low chance at success. Yeah. 1,000,000 to 1 odds. I get it. Just kind of like the chances of good old Deadpool pulling a fast one on Black Panther. Black Panther pauses. What are you talking about? Deadpool tells him, well, in one of my many pouches over there is a bunch of C4 set on a 24-hour dead man switch. If I don't hit that button in a few seconds, well, everything's gonna go kaboom. What's the old saying about playing with someone who has nothing to lose? Oh, right. Don't. As Black Panther frantically tries going through all of the pouches like it's a 90s superhero, one of them explodes, knocking him out. Now it's time for Deadpool's great escape. Step 1, dislocate everything, Houdini out of these binds. Step 2, grab any gear that is exploded, especially Wrecker's magic crowbar. Third, steal the most precious substance on Earth from the smartest man on Earth and escape from the most advanced country on Earth. Piece of cake! However, that doesn't matter when Black Panther appears before him, punching so hard that Deadpool's head turns into a bull. As Deadpool falls to his knees, he begins to shout, "Damn it, my nose! Stop pushing me!" As he spits up blood in his mouth. Fine, I'm not an idiot. I know that I can't actually beat the Black freaking Panther, but I can at least go down with. But as Black Panther attacks, Deadpool suddenly teleports. He jumps up and down, yelling, "Messed up teleporter to the rescue!" And through Deadpool's many jumps, he finds himself in Black Panther's hidden testing lab with a very high-tech prototype Black Panther suit. As he throws it on, the Panther suit boots up and he transforms into Panther Bull? Dead Panther? Nah, Panther Bull sounds way cooler. Just then, Black Panther storms in, firing his experimental gun at Deadpool, but the blast just bounces off. Haha! The dismemberment gizmo can't slice through the suit! And we should totally take a selfie since we're wearing matching threads! Black Panther swipes, telling Deadpool that if he takes off the suit now, he might reconsider shooting him into the sun. But when Black Panther goes to grab Deadpool, he activates the teleporter again, and it teleports him into a mine shaft. As he questions where he is, the AI in the suit tells him the Great Mount, the home of the largest vibranium mine in Wakanda. So Deadpool wipes his finger along the rocks, asking, "How do you mine a metal that absorbs impact? Magic crowbar!" But as he whacks one of the walls, suddenly everything begins to vibrate, and his teleporter begins to go super haywire. Meanwhile, back in the palace, Okoye comes in to inform Black Panther that they have a problem. They tracked Deadpool to the nearby vibranium mine in the mountain, the Great Mount, but now the mountain is gone. And meanwhile, again, over on the busy Jersey Highway, Deadpool is standing on a mountain of vibranium, shouting, "Ka-ching!" So what does one person do with a mountain of vibranium? Well, they sell it for $1 million per pound, of course. But just when Deadpool gets ready to have his very first customer, there's a looming shadow that descends upon him, and with that shadow is the Black Panther. As he lands, he tells the potential customer to just leave. Deadpool asks, "Okay, wait, is there a problem here?" Black Panther says, by his power as king and protector of Wakanda, "I am declaring war." Deadpool tells him that that's funny, because I declare truck! And he throws himself in front of a speeding semi. His body begins to bounce across it and onto the ground, and Black Panther asks, "What is your plan? Endanger more innocent people by attempting suicide?" Deadpool tells him, "Of course not! The plan was to soak up a truckload of kinetic energy and truck you up." Shuri then appears through the comms telling him not to worry, she figured out what to do. You see, the prototype suit that Deadpool is wearing is connected to the internet, and well, if it's online, she can hack it. Watch this. At that moment, Deadpool's suit tells him that his permissions have been stripped and is pairing the suit with the new user. The necklace begins to remove Deadpool's suit, and Black Panther catches it, with Shuri telling him that they still have work to do. If they want to try and get the mountain back to Wakanda, they're going to need the teleporter and Wrecker's crowbar. Black Panther tells her, "I understand. Deadpool, hand over the crowbar." Deadpool jumps forward, cracking Black Panther in the face, telling him, "I know it was a cheap shot, but it was totally set up." Black Panther then jumps into the air, avoiding an oncoming car that slams right into Deadpool. He then leaps back on the speeding car, telling Deadpool that they need to stop this. They're putting all of these people in danger. "Give me the crowbar and the teleporter!" Deadpool tells him, "Oh no. Oh no. This isn't gonna be one of those BS superhero fights where there's a tie. You're in my territory now, and this time, Deadpool wins. Jersey, baby! Deadpool tackles into Black Panther, taking him over the edge and drives him down into the cemetery below. As Black Panther gets up, he tells him, "That was a mistake. You have desecrated a sacred place. I am more than the king of Wakanda. I am the king of the dead." Black Panther charges at Deadpool, picking him up, crossing over into the land of the dead, a place where all of the Black Panthers of old watch. As the ghosts begin to attack Deadpool, Black Panther goes on, "I understand why the teleporter isn't used often. You're afraid of it. It's one thing to grow back a limb or even a head, but to be reassembled elsewhere from entirely new matter? How can you be sure it's really you? Perhaps you died, really died, the first time that you teleported. What would that make you now, a copy of a copy?" Deadpool slashes, shouting, "The only thing I'm a copy of is Deathstroke!" Black Panther stops him. "Fear not. You have a soul. It's been waiting here the whole time." At that moment, Deadpool's handsome soul attacks, telling him, "Why the wrong face? I gotta say, I'm kinda peeved. A copy of me that gets to run around in the real world pretending to be the real deal? All you are is a soulless killing machine." The Deadpool from our story yells back, "That's not true! I have a soul! I'm a real boy!" The soul reflects Deadpool's attack, telling him, "Come on, we both know how this ends. That's the Black Panther over there. Just give him what he wants. How many people do you have to kill before we're finally done with all of this?" Deadpool lets his guard down. "It's true. I must have known this whole time, but I never really believed it. I do talk too much." Just then, Deadpool stabs into the soul's chest and throws his swords down. Black Panther hits the button and Deadpool hears him say, "End simulation." Deadpool says it is the hologram thingy again. Clever. Totally knew it though. But since we're here, am I a good person? Black Panther sits down. "No." Deadpool tells him, "Yeah, I didn't think so. Well, congrats. You just took down the bad guy. It's just, every time I get blown apart, I think, okay, I'm a new person. Literally, don't mess this up." And then I mess it up. It's just so hard to change. They say that you can see people's souls. T'Challa, can you see mine? Because I'm worried it's the one part of me that doesn't grow back. Black Panther sits up, telling him, "I see a man with an opportunity to make things right. And if I can help you make that chance." So, Black Panther uses the star cells to help heal Willie without the use of vibranium, with the promise that Deadpool hands over the teleporter and the magic crowbar. Just as Willie is given his treatment, Black Panther leaves, telling Shuri that he got what he needed and he'll be back soon. Before leaving, Deadpool says that he knows that he'll never be perfect like him, but he's trying. From the bottom of his heart, there's one last thing. How do the Avengers decorate for a party? With an 8-foot banner, of course! Black Panther boards his aircraft, telling Deadpool goodbye, and Deadpool yells, "If you leave, that means I win!" Black Panther takes off and laughs to himself. 8-foot banner. And on the hospital rooftop, Deadpool shouts to the heavens, "Deadpool wins!" I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to check out the main channel if you want to see these videos as they're coming out, or just hit like and subscribe to see the next one we're putting out. We're trying to put out 3 of these a week here, and we hope to have you part of the family. Thank you.